Erik Erikson proposed a psychoanalytic theory of psychosocial development comprising 8 stages from infancy to adulthood. The first stage is the infancy, from age of 1 to 2 years old. The second stage is the early childhood, from the age of 2 to 4 years old. The third stage is the preschool age, from the age of 4 to 5 years old. The fourth stage is the school age, from the age of 5 to 12 years old. The fifth stage is the adolescence, from the age of 13 to 19 years old. The sixth stage is the early adulthood, from the age of 20 to 40 years old. The seventh stage is the adulthood, from the age of 40 to 65 years old. The eighth stage is the maturity, from the age of 65 years old above. Erikson suggests that there is still plenty of room for continued growth and development throughout one's life. Erikson's theory of psychosocial development has 8 distinct stages, taking in 5 stages up to the age of 18 years and 3 further stages beyond, well into adulthood. Trust versus mistrust. During this stage, the infant is uncertain about the world in which they live. To resolve these feelings of uncertainty, the infant looks towards their primary caregiver for stability and consistency of care. Success in this stage will lead to the virtue of hope. By developing a sense of trust, the infant can have hope that as new crises arise, there is a real possibility that other people will be there as a source of support. Failing to acquire the virtue of hope will lead to the development of fear. For example, if the care has been harsh or inconsistent, unpredictable and unreliable, then the infant will develop a sense of mistrust and will not have confidence in the world around them or in their abilities to influence events. This infant will carry the basic sense of mistrust with them to other relationships. It may result in anxiety, heightened insecurities, and an overfeeling of mistrust in the world around them. Autonomy versus shame and doubt. The child is developing physically and becoming more mobile. Between the ages of 18 months and 3, children begin to assert their independence by walking away from their mother, picking which toy to play with, and making choices about what they like to wear, to eat, etc. The child is discovering that he or she has many skills and abilities, such as putting on clothes and shoes, playing with toys. Such skills illustrate the child's growing sense of independence and autonomy. Erikson states it is critical that parents allow their children to explore the limits of their abilities within an encouraging environment which is tolerant of failure. Initiative versus guilt. Around age 3 and continuing to age 5, children assert themselves more frequently. These are particularly lively, rapid developing years in a child's life. According to B. 1992, it is a time of vigor of action and of behaviors that the parents may see as aggressive. During this period, the primary feature involves the child regularly interacting with other children at school. Central to this stage is play, as it provides children with the opportunity to explore their interpersonal skills through initiating activities. Children begin to plan activities, make up games, and initiate activities with others. If given this opportunity, children develop a sense of initiative and feel secure in their ability to lead others and make decisions. Conversely, if this tendency is squelched, either through criticism or control, children develop a sense of guilt. They may feel like a nuisance to others and will, therefore, remain followers, lacking in self-initiative. Industry versus inferiority. Industry versus inferiority is the fourth stage of Erik Erikson's theory of psychosocial development. The stage occurs during childhood between the ages of 5 and 12. Children are at the stage where they will be learning to read and write, to do sums, to do things on their own. Teachers begin to take an important role in the child's life as they teach the child specific skills. It is at this stage that the child's peer group will gain greater significance and will become a major source of the child's self-esteem. The child now feels the need to win approval by demonstrating specific competencies that are valued by society and begin to develop a sense of pride in their accomplishments. If children are encouraged and reinforced for their initiative, they begin to feel industrious and feel confident in their ability to achieve goals. The fifth stage is identity versus role confusion, and it occurs during adolescence, from about 12-18 years. During this stage, adolescents search for a sense of self and personal identity, through an intense exploration of personal values, beliefs, and goals. During adolescence, the transition from childhood to adulthood is most important. Children are becoming more independent, and begin to look at the future in terms of career, relationships, families, housing, etc. The individual wants to belong to a society and fit in. This is a major stage of development where the child has to learn the roles he will occupy as an adult. It is during this stage that the adolescent will re-examine his identity and try to find out exactly who he or she is. According to B. 1992, what should happen at the end of this stage is a reintegrated sense of self, of what one wants to do or be, and of one's appropriate sex role. During this stage the body image of the adolescent changes. Erikson claims that the adolescent may feel uncomfortable about their body for a while until they can adapt and grow into the changes. Success in this stage will lead to the virtue of fidelity. Intimacy versus isolation. Occurring in young adulthood ages 18 to 40 years, we begin to share ourselves more intimately with others. We explore relationships leading toward longer-term commitments with someone other than a family member. Successful completion of this stage can result in happy relationships and a sense of commitment, safety, and care within a relationship. Avoiding intimacy, fearing commitment and relationships can lead to isolation, loneliness, and sometimes depression. Success in this stage will lead to the virtue of love. Generativity versus stagnation. During middle adulthood ages 40 to 65 years, we establish our careers, settle down within a relationship, begin our own families, and develop a sense of being a part of the bigger picture. We give back to society through raising our children, being productive at work, and becoming involved in community activities and organizations. By failing to achieve these objectives, we become stagnant and feel unproductive. Success in this stage will lead to the virtue of care. Ego integrity versus despair. As we grow older 65 years and become senior citizens, we tend to slow down our productivity and explore life as a retired person. It is during this time that we contemplate our accomplishments and can develop integrity if we see ourselves as leading a successful life. Erikson believed if we see our lives as unproductive, feel guilt about our past, or feel that we did not accomplish our life goals, we become dissatisfied with life and develop despair, often leading to depression and hopelessness. Success in this stage will lead to the virtue of wisdom. Wisdom enables a person to look back on their life with a sense of closure and completeness, and also accept death without fear. This article was published by Saul McLeod and created by J. Marty Samian, together with the Group 1 member. A special thanks to Mr. Rodilio Cartagena for guiding us in this journey.